Hello, hello. Scott Hilton, Scott Talks. Talking about dad style. Dad style on the weekend, when he's off, not working, retired. This is it, baby. This is dad's. You need a t-shirt of some kind because it's the weekend or you're off. If it's hot outside, you wear a white or a light color t-shirt to reflect heat, so you stay cool. If you're inside the AC, you grab one of your darker t-shirts. A red, a blue, navy, black, dark green, things like that. One thing important, dad style, sweatpants, thin. If you're in the air condition, no problem. Got a little drawstring right here. You tie it up, tuck it in. Good. Put your cell phone in your pocket. If you're going outside, have some weekend keys with like a multi-tool on it, a little baby one, a little multi-tool, or something like that. You know, a key that you can use if you're on a bike ride. I've got my bike. I have 2 keys for my bike locks on my weekend keys. They go in my pocket and they go on the bike and I go riding. And I have a little toss wallet I put in my pocket. It has no credit cards because I've got an iPhone and an Apple Watch and I can pay for stuff, but if something goes south, the little toss wallet does have cash in it and it has information, a little ID card that I made. Little neighborhood, our neighborhood has a little pass for a pool. You have to hold the card, it unlocks the little door. It's one of those things. So it's got that, it's got some information, a little card I made up myself with phone numbers, emergency numbers, blood type, medication, all that good stuff's on there, taken care of. All right, shoes. Dads, don't wear bedroom slippers around the house. Flip-flops can be a little dangerous, you know? Yeah, that's the thing. And I've got a kitty cat outside wanting to join the video. These are wonderful shoes for bedroom shoes. Kizik's. You just sit there solid in the back so your foot just goes right in. Don't tie them too tight. On. And it's done. And you can walk around instead of barefoot and stubbing into things and breaking your toe and all that good stuff, or stepping on cat surprises. Little kitty cats leave little drops every once in a while. Every once in a while, right, Nico? Yeah, he knows. So just dad style's relaxed style. Usually in the summer, if I'm going outside, I got shorts on. Inside, today I've got the longer pants on. Just you know, got pockets front, nothing in the back. Phone's being used to record this video, so it's not in my pocket. That's all right. This is dad style. These glasses I wear when I ride my bike. The nice glasses with little thin metal things that look like they're getting ready to break any second. They cost more money. Yeah, they're in the garage in a little case, and I can switch them with these when I want to put something nice on. I know, Nico, video's almost over. Yeah, I closed the door to do this. Now, I've got glasses that are old, that are prescription. I can read the phone with, it's got little scratches on them. They're from mowing grass, weed eating, things like that. Got another pair of glasses out there. They're sunglasses. So if I'm working in the yard and I feel like it's a little bright, they're prescription, put them on. I can still read the phone if I get a message or a text. Oh, okay. I like to wear my bone-conducting headphones. As real earbuds fall out of my ears. They're not any good. And they start hurting after a while if they're not falling out. So I can't wear those real good. But bone-conducting headphones from Shokz, S-H-O-K-Z. I wear those when I'm riding the bike. I listen to music, got a Spotify account. But I listen to my Pandora too with some commercials because I've programmed stations into Pandora. And I've done iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, things like that. For music, I listen to podcasts. I've got an iPhone, so I listen to the Overcast app. Great podcast app, better than Apple's podcast app. You can create playlists, you can designate which one's more important. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can designate how many episodes you want to download, 1, 3, 5, 10, whatever you want to do. So you can kind of pick. My favorite podcast, Thursday, I'll listen to something called Clockwise, a tech podcast. And there's another podcast I could get, but I'll wait till Saturday, called iOS Today. That's more Apple related. And Clockwise usually is more Apple related type things, but it's tech. Wednesday, Star Talk Radio with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Love listening to him and Chuck Nice banter about the universe. Friday, I go old school and just listen to 2 science short podcasts, because it's Science Friday, PBS. Remember that? I mean, NPR. Remember that? I got that. I've got a Tech Beat Ride Home, something like that. Tech Beck Back Ride Home, Tech Beat, something. Tech Me Ride Home, and another version of that for a different day of the week. And I'll listen to that occasionally. And sometimes I'll listen to stuff that's like 30 minutes or an hour long. I'll go to the interview section. I've put all my interview podcasts together, like Smartless and different ones like that. Conan O'Brien. They're fun to listen to. A lot of fun. So if you haven't heard Smartless, listen to Smartless. You get, and I just look at who the guests are. I just kind of go, and most recent. So it could be a mixture of different ones from different categories. But if someone has the right guest, I'm like, oh, I want to hear from them. And I'll go ride my bike and listen to their podcast. It's neat. And if I'm in the yard working on the garden, Dad's version of working on garden is watering plants that your wife has bought and planted, and pulling the weeds out so everything looks pretty. That's how I garden, and it makes her happy. But it's quiet work, so I listen to my audiobook, because I can listen. And right now I'm listening to The Martian. Better late than never, right? I've already listened to Project Hail Mary. Now the movie's getting ready to come out. Looks like an amazing trailer. Just like I was recognizing boom, boom, boom scenes. They added some dialogue that wasn't in the book that was very clever, and they did that in The Martian. They had a couple lines in the Martian movie that wasn't in the book. It was great. It was neat stuff. And the book is neat too. I'm recognizing so much from the movie, but there's so much more in the book. And the technical way Andy Weir approaches everything that everybody can understand. It's technical, but it's like he ad-libs. He kind of says, well, I've got this and this. It's just like in the movie. The Martian will be great, and all they have to do is his other book, Artemis, which was a little different than these 2 other books. Artemis takes place on the moon, in a moon base, and Andy Weir is so fanatical about getting things right and trying not to cheat too much with the science, because his parents are physicists and all this stuff. It's interesting. And he was on Star Talk Radio, of course, with Neil deGrasse Tyson, saying, I have to get the science right, because I'll be on shows with people like you, and you're going to tell me it's wrong. And he laughed. It was great. So, Dad's audiobooks are great. If you haven't got time to do a lot of reading, sitting around, you can listen on the road, just driving down the road. I listen at 1.5 speed, which my wife does not like. She's like, is that speed turned up on this? Oh, yeah, because I was giving her a little taste of Project Hail Mary, and she's like, and I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm changing the speed back to 1. How's that? Yeah. She's like, better. And I was listening to James, which is like a follow-up to Huckleberry Finn. It's a great novel, great. And if you ever did Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn in school, and you were like guilty pleasure, oh, it was good, okay, it was really good. And now the book, I think they're banning them from schools now because of the N-word in it. Well, it's in this one too, because the guy that wrote it, James, is a black author. So he's like, special dispensation, I can use it. And it's a very, very neat follow-up to Huckleberry Finn. It's got a big twist at the end. It's got some neat scenes. It's Huck and Jim back on the road again. So it was good. And there's some other great Audible books, or wherever you get it. Hoopla, Libby. Libby is kind of like reading from the library, free. You get a library card, go get one. Just show up with a driver's license and prove you're like, this is my local library. Yeah, I want a library card. And now I want to start renting some books, Audible books. And you can get them free, and you can renew them and keep going, keep listening, or reserve them. And when it's time, they'll send you a little email. Oh, my books are ready. I guess I'll be listening to this for a while and going back to the book I bought on Audible. So Audible's neat. I like it. I had a year membership. They have an Audible Plus version where you can get free books that you may or may not want, but they're free, and you get credits, and that's good for one book, and it's yours to keep. So as this digital age lets you keep stuff, you know. Some of you may have found that out when you bought something years ago and suddenly digitally it may have disappeared, but we'll see. But right now, I think all my movies are still hanging around on my iTunes library. Even when they updated the movie, they kept giving me, you know, the newer version. So that's cool. So you get to keep the books that you use your credits on. But if you run out, your 1 year membership ran out, I bought some more credits. And that way I could keep buying the books I wanted when I wanted. Like James Patterson's Jane Smith storyline. It's a 3-book story, very good. About a Hampton lawyer that's just tough as nails, never loses cases, gets this really crappy guy she's got to represent. And she's like ready to drop him, just, you know, forget it. But she just doesn't like to lose. And she finds out she's got cancer. And she's like, ugh. And the first book, I think, is called 12 Months to Live. So you can imagine, it was going to be 12, 6, and 3 or something like that. They were going to knock it down. Then they changed the names to like 12 Months to Live, Hard to Kill, and The Hampton Lawyer. I mean, it works for the Lincoln Lawyer, it works for the Hampton Lawyer. So dad style can be relaxing, but pay attention to the wife or the spouse and relax and enjoy your day.